Alright guys, welcome back to a CC Outdoors video. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a full rundown of the Marcum MX-7 GPS unit, from setup, the settings you should have, and all of that. So yeah, let's jump right into this. Alright, so for the first feature here that I'm going to go over, which I'm going to assume most people are here for, that is to simply get to your GPS map. And so to do that, you just hold this button right here, and keep in mind I don't have a chip. This is not what yours is going to look like. Yours is going to pop up with a full map. This is just looking like that. And then to go back to our sonar, you just hold this button right here again. It's also your settings button, which is the next thing that we are going to jump into. All right, so the first setting we're going to jump into right here, it's going to be the sensitivity one. Now, I'm running this at multiple different ranges depending what I'm fishing. And so typically when I'm crappie fishing, I'm going to set it right around that 17 to 20. I like to keep it right in there. Anything more, you get a lot of extra clutter in the water, versus if you're setting between that 17 to 20, I typically sit right at 19 for like a smaller tungsten jig. And then when I'm fishing something more geared toward walleye where I'm getting bigger marks, and I'm using big spoons, big rattle baits, stuff like that, I'm going to keep it set right around that 15 mark. And I've just found that that works best for me. Now keep in mind, all of this is going to be tweaked a little bit based just off the lake you're fishing, whether there's more or less particles in the water, bugs, all that kind of stuff. The next one we're going to go over here is interference rejection. And that is going to be your second key down. Otherwise, if you want to hotkey it, there's the IR button right here on the top right corner of your unit. And there's also that sensitivity one if you want to jump right to it. I'm going to set mine right back to 17 here, as I'm going to be pan fishing today. And so that's what I'm going to want it at. So then we jump to the IR key here. Now, this really depends how many people you're fishing around. I have it set at 8 just because last time I was out, I was fishing around like 3 different graphs. And so I had to have it a little higher. When I'm fishing alone, I'll usually keep it right between like 0 to 2. When there's not a lot of clutter in the water, you're not getting interference. It's best to keep it down there because it's going to read the best. But you can crank it all the way up. If there's a lot of units in your house, crank it up. This is another one. You kind of just have to play it off how the other units are acting around it. But yeah, I like to keep mine pretty low. All right, so this target adjust here, this unit has 3/4 inch target separation. This setting here is basically adjusting how much target separation there is. So when I'm cranking it down to 0, I'm getting that 3/4 inch, that true super fine line target separation. Versus if I put this up to 10, I'm going to get a lot of bigger blobs, and it's just going to be a lot of big marks, not a lot of separation. The reason you're getting those bigger marks is because if you see like 2 or 3 sunfish swimming together, it's going to pop up as one fish. I like to keep mine right around that 4 or 5. I don't like the super fine. I like to have some bigger marks pop up. When I keep it middle of the pack, I can kind of gauge what kind of fish I'm seeing better, just because you do get bigger marks for big fish. All right, so these next few are going to be a little more self-explanatory. Your range, you have auto. That'll basically just keep on bottom for you. I don't like that, but I do keep it on dynamic. If you don't have it on dynamic, oh shoot, I turned it back on. So when I have it off of dynamic, you can only go in increments of, so it goes from 10 feet, 20 feet, 40, 60, 80. I don't like that. But as I was saying, I like to keep it on dynamic here. Then that way you can go in increments of 1. And that's what I like. So I'm fishing 15 feet. I'm going to set it at 18. Your zoom depth, that one is a little different. So let's say we wanted to cover this 5 to 10 foot range here. I'm going to crank this up to 5 feet here. And if there was a fish swimming in that 5 to 10 feet, it would be on my zoom window right here. But I'm just fishing a lot of fish on bottom here. And so I'm going to keep it right at 11. That way I'm getting 11 to 15 feet down there. Your zoom window, oh yeah, and there is also auto if you want to just bottom lock your zoom. Zoom window, you can either do 5, 10, 20, 40 foot zoom windows. So that's basically if you were like wanting a bigger bottom, If you're wanting a bigger bottom column, let's say you're fishing like Lake of the Woods walleyes where you're set on a 30-foot mud flat and there's going to be some suspended, you're going to want to have that zoom window a little higher than 10. But for my depth I'm fishing in 15 feet here, there's no point in having it higher than 5. Next one, cone angle. You can have it at 8 degrees or 20. I keep mine at 20. You get a broader range. If I'm fishing in the house with a couple guys, especially super close, I am going to set it on 8 because you get a smaller cone angle, and that way you're not picking up other people's jigs. And I'm also doing that if I'm in deeper water fishing multiple lines, because then it'll pick those up if you're on 20. So I'm going to set that back to 20 here. Sonar mode, gain 2, gain 1. I'm not sure the difference on them, if I'm being completely honest. I've just found that it reads better with gain 2. Your ping rate, that's basically how many pulses that sonar is sending out in a second. I keep it as high as I can, and that's at 4. I'm not going to go over any of these GPS map features just because I do not have a GPS chip in here to show you guys how it works. Then display, this is another pretty simple one. You can save 4 layouts here, and so that way if you want a quick switch between them, you can. But I'm going to keep mine on layout 3 here. You have all these different options. So like right here, I've got it just on flasher. Then you can add vertical zoom, which is how I had it before. You get that zoom window. Then if you want chart, you can do that. I don't like to have that on, but I do like to have chart zoom on occasionally. So I'll leave that. Then you can throw on your map only, shut that off. Sonar map split, you can do that if you enable your GPS map. And then there's gauges. That basically, you get on the bottom of your screen here, sensitivity, IR, target, range, and voltage. I'm going to shut that off. All right, and your system settings. These ones are all super self-explanatory. Basically just your units, basically depending what system you use. If you want feet, or I think it goes meters. Feet or meters, miles per hour or kilometers per hour, coordinate format, language, all that kind of stuff. And so I don't think I need to explain on that. But yeah. All right, and if you guys would like to see more videos like this, where I'm giving you electronic tutorials, kind of how to set them up, run them, and all that good stuff, make sure you let me know in the comments below. If you have any other comments or questions about the Marcum MX-7 GPS, leave a comment below. I'll make sure to respond to you guys. And if there's any other settings you'd like me to go over further in depth, I can also make videos on that. But yeah, sorry for not uploading recently. I had some stuff going on, busy with school, and I just did not have time to make videos. So hopefully we'll be back now making some more content for you guys. If you'd like to pick up that unit for yourself, I will make sure to leave a link in the description below. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good day.